It is a story you will see only on CBS this morning. Investigative correspondent Cheryl Atkinson reports now on a fee hike that's being called a backdoor tax increase.
Just before Christmas, American workers got a rare gift from Washington politicians. The current payroll tax cut would be extended for 2 more months.
I said it was critical for Congress not to go home without preventing a tax increase on 160 million working Americans, and I'm pleased to say that they've got it done.
On January 1st, no American worker will see an increase in their taxes.
But there's something the politicians weren't bragging about: how they're paying for the 2-month tax cut, with what's turned into a brand new fee on home buyers. It's bad news for Patty Anderson, who's buying a home in Virginia.
You're going to be paying a new fee or tax for 30 years.
As long as I hold a mortgage, which is a 30-year fixed mortgage.
The new fee is a minimum of 0.1% on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac backed loans and is likely to go much higher. It'll be imposed for the next 10 years on most mortgages and refinancings, and it lasts for the life of the loan. For each $200,000, it amounts to an extra $15 a month. Keep in mind, Patty is getting a couple $100 from having her payroll tax cut extended 2 months. Wait until you hear how much more the new mortgage fee is costing her.
Has your mortgage broker given you the bad news as to what this total cost to you is going to be?
Almost $9,500.
When he told you that, did you kind of catch your breath?
Oh my God, yes. I was absolutely startled that it would add up to that much.
The $35.7 collected won't go into the Social Security Fund to replace the lost payroll tax. It goes to the General Treasury, where Congress can spend it however they please. Bill Burnett is Patty's broker and president of the Virginia Association of Mortgage Brokers. He says you won't see Congress's new charge in the paperwork, but it's there.
It's actually built into this rate, so you would never see the fee as a cost to you.
You seem to be saying pretty much everybody who refinances or buys a new house in the next 10 years is going to be affected by this.
I would say it's a very large number. Your pocketbook is being rated to pay for a tax policy issue decided at the last minute by probably people who didn't understand fully what they were legislating on.
We went to Capitol Hill to ask what Congress was thinking when they passed the mortgage fee hike. First, we caught up with Republican House Speaker John Boehner.
As you're well aware, this bill came over from the Senate. I don't know how they justified it. We would rather have offset that 2-month extension with reductions in spending.
But the Senate blamed the House, and Democrats and Republicans blamed each other. We did find one congressman, Republican Congressman West, who said he tried to blow the whistle on the whole thing before Christmas.
I read the legislation, and I raised the flag. Unfortunately, no one paid attention to what I was saying at the time.
Is this a backdoor tax increase on the middle class?
It absolutely is, because you know, you're talking about homeowners, and when you're talking about the people that are going to be using the Fannie Mae, the Freddie Mac, the government-sponsored enterprises, it is absolutely a tax increase on them.
An Obama administration official defended the mortgage fee, calling it modest. She said it's unlikely to negatively affect borrowers because increases will be phased in over the next 2 years, and it will help bring private capital back to the mortgage market, which is good for borrowers over the long term. Maybe so, but Patty Anderson only knows that for the next 30 years, she'll be haunted by the Washington ghost of Christmas past.
I think it just looks like Washington grabbing more money.
Cheryl Atkinson is with us now. The two things that come out of this: first of all, is no one seems to be willing to take responsibility, even as to whether it's Republicans or Democrats.
I can't tell you how many people blamed other people on the other side of the aisle, Democrats, Republicans, House and Senate, and in the end, nobody would give a name as to whose idea it was to put this into that bill.
And when you look going forward, where is the debate now about extending payroll tax benefits?
That temporary extension we talked about was only good for January and February. That huge fee only paid for 2 months. So there's a bipartisan commission that's meeting now, Democrats and Republicans, to try to decide how to make that a more permanent extension. And I think we're all going to be paying a little more attention to the fine print this time.
Yeah, because that's what you have, because the fee was already in effect. So likely if you paid your January mortgage, it was in there.
It started in January in most banks.
So I need to go back and look at my mortgage statement.
It will not be in your mortgage statement. It's hidden. It's worked into the interest rate, so you won't know it unless your bank wants to tell you, or your mortgage broker.
But the banks will know if you're getting a mortgage. They can tell you.
The banks are the ones who are charging it up front. The banks are deciding to put that in there up front.
Good point.